This is an update edition of Your Daily Detroit, recorded on Wednesday, March 13th, 2019. I'm Sven Gustafson.
And I'm J.R. Stays, sharing what to know and where to go in Metro Detroit. Sven, it finally feels kind of springy.
Spring is sprung.
Daily Detroit is brought to you today in part by The Rattlesnake. They have a wine dinner coming up on March 29th that celebrates winemaker Mike Gergich's 95th birthday. You'll be able to taste your way through 5 of their sommelier's favorite Gergich wine selections. And you'll get 4 of Executive Chef Jeff's dishes and a dessert course. It'll be a special night out to remember. Learn more at rattlesnakedetroit.com.
Ford Motor Company is taking the axe to salaried jobs as part of its global restructuring plan. The Free Press cites unnamed sources who say the company is sending out pink slips to workers in accounting, human resources, and administrative support in Dearborn. It's not known how many salaried workers are being affected. Ford told the Freep only that it would provide details about this round of layoffs when it's completed sometime in the second quarter. Ford is in the midst of an $11 billion restructuring that is expected to take as many as 5 years and cost an unspecified number of hourly and salaried jobs. CEO Jim Hackett has said he wants to cut around $25 billion in costs by 2022 to achieve what he calls operational fitness. The restructuring includes plans to eliminate sedans from its lineup and overhaul operations in overseas markets like Europe and China, where the brand has struggled.
Fiat Chrysler is voluntarily recalling more than 860,000 vehicles in the United States following investigations that show they don't meet federal emission standards. The recall includes 2011 through 2016 Dodge Journeys, 2011 through 2014 Chrysler 200s and Dodge Avengers, 2011 and 2012 Dodge Calibers, and 2011 through 2016 Jeep Compass and Patriots. The company says it began notifying affected customers last month. Fiat Chrysler says it will make repairs at no charge to customers. The repairs will be done in phases due to the large number of vehicles involved and the parts needed. The company said it discovered the issue during routine in-use emissions testing and reported it to the Environmental Protection Agency.
It looks like there won't be any new redevelopment of Detroit's city airport, which is officially known as Coleman A. Young International Airport. Cranes is reporting that the main runway will be replaced at a cost of $4 million. There have been various development ideas floated for the airport, which is on Detroit's east side just off of Gratiot. The airport is running at a $500,000 a year deficit, and it's been in the red for many years. But redeveloping the land isn't very feasible. Why? Not only does the airport, which is used for freight, personal aviation, and homeland security operations, have supporters on the city council, but actually closing an airport is pretty difficult. The Federal Aviation Administration, as a matter of general policy, doesn't want airports closing. It requires approval of the Secretary of Transportation and payment of the FAA's share of all real property acquired with federal funds. The city would also have to work with the FAA to either pay back or write off grants made for airport development or improvements. So any development would probably be millions of dollars in the red before it even got off the ground. The last commercial service flew out of City Airport back in 2000.
A darling of travel media, the Foundation Hotel has been named one of the top luxury hotels in the world by Travel and Leisure magazine. Time magazine also named it one of the world's greatest places. But the hotel is in hot water this year, facing multiple charges of discrimination from different corners. First, there's an ongoing discrimination lawsuit between the hotel, the apparatus room restaurant on the ground floor, and an African-American employee. The plaintiff is Twana Simmons, who says she repeatedly complained about racism faced by black hotel employees. She also said in her suit that management ignored her complaints and ordered her to stop making complaints about racism because, quote, no one here is racist, unquote. Simmons also alleged the hotel banned black employees from its anniversary party because they should not, and these are quotes, mix in with our VIP guests, are not polished, and are dirty. Simmons was apparently fired after the hotel said she used their podcast studio without permission. Second, This Week in Organization said the hotel denied them a previously offered discount because they are supporters of President Trump. The group is in town for a We Build the Wall rally on Thursday at Cobo Center. The Detroit News reports that they had booked 23 rooms for Wednesday and Thursday night at a discounted rate because they were a group. However, the organization's spokeswoman said the hotel quickly rescinded the discount after receiving the list of names. It included high-profile Trump boosters, including the president's former chief strategist, Steve Bannon, former Kansas Secretary of State Chris Kobach, and former Milwaukee County Sheriff David Clark. The hotel emailed back and said, in part, "We are in a bit of a tough spot at the moment and feel it's best to walk away." The hotel reportedly reinstated the offer, but the group decided to stay somewhere else.
Some big news involving an iconic piece of Detroit architecture. The historic Masonic Temple will see some new investment as part of a new deal. National events outfit AEG Presents North America will become the exclusive operator for the Masonic Temple's main theater and its cathedral theater. They're going to invest $2 million into the nearly 100-year-old complex. That's on top of a $3.7 million renovation project announced last year. The new money will be used to restore historic details and invest in the concert-going experience. AEG has been working with Masonic on various big-name shows since 2013. The deal gives AEG control of nearly 6,000 seats between the two theaters inside the complex. AEG recently also picked up the operating rights to the Majestic after a $1 million deal.
Daily Detroit is brought to you in part by Milo Digital. Milo Digital is a full-service digital marketing agency that engineers quality results through data and innovative strategies. Learn more at milodetroit.com. You've probably seen Detroit versus Everybody t-shirts around. They've been worn by stars on television and people on the street alike. The Detroit-based company found by Tommy Walker is now teaming up with a much larger brand, Adidas. A new line of shoes and apparel launched today, the local holiday known as 313 Day, because it's March 13th. 313. Get it? Anyway, Adidas and Detroit versus Everybody will be doing sweatshirts and a hockey sweater, as well as a top 10 sneaker in honor of the holiday. Sneaker News calls the top 10 the, quote, physical symbol of hard work, hustle, and style in Detroit, end quote. The shoe, of course, has the Detroit versus Everybody line on it, along with black leather at the base and a 313 in the middle. They'll sell it for $120 at Detroit versus Everybody, Burn Rubber, and the favorite shoe store from my childhood, Sven, Mr. Allen's.
Mine was Puffer Reds in Ypsilanti. Still there.
They're selling it there too. The hockey jersey with 313 and hard work emblazoned on the back will run you $180. The hoodie is $100 and the t-shirts are $35. We'll have pics of the gear up on Daily Detroit.
Coffee shop and roaster Anthology Coffee has temporarily closed as part of plans to move to a larger space in Eastern Market. Tuesday was its last day in business at Pony Ride in Corktown, where tenants are busy moving out after the building was sold last month to a developer, prompting Pony Ride to plan a move to a new location in the Core City neighborhood. Eater reports that Anthology plans to reopen in a 2,900 square foot space on Division Street. It'll reportedly have 42 seats and two 18-foot-long coffee bars, a patio, and roasting area. It's expected to open within a month.
Interesting news on the heels of the things that are closing. You've got the farmer's market that we talked about in the Roundup show, and then you've got that antiques place that looks like it's going to be leaving the market. So something's moving out, something's moving in. Sven, I want to talk to you about something. You know, it's 313 Day today.
It is. I saw it all over the Twitter machine and MySpace and Friendster.
And the Gram, Friendster. Wherever you're sharing the love. And I get the Detroit positivity. I remember I used to work at the Detroit Regional News Hub back in the day, Detroit Unspun. That was all kinds of Detroit positivity. I'm all for it. You know me, I'm kind of like sunshine guy, but I kind of feel like this is a meme holiday, man.
Meme holiday. I like that term.
Yeah. I know it's the unpopular opinion in the room, or it might be, but I can't help it. Like, I see all these banners and brands from folks, and it's like, if we're going to do a 313 Day, shouldn't we do something more than kind of like post on the gram?
So what I hear you saying is it's becoming like a cheap, way to feel good. Like almost like, hey, I liked this charity or this pro women's post, International Women's Day last week post on Facebook. I'm good, right? Like that kind of a thing.
Yeah, like kind of like the post absolves you of all work.
Right.
And that kind
when in reality it means, it's nothing.
Right. And for that reason, I have friends who totally hate it. Like my messages have been blowing up as much as I see it publicly, the love on the private side, I hear them like they point out there's like not a 312 day in Chicago. Like that's not a thing, right?
They don't have the underdog status that Detroit does and never have.
Bingo. You're absolutely correct. But here's the deal. I want to challenge my neighbors. I want to challenge everybody out there. Thing is there's a ton of work to do around here. I mean,
yeah,
there is a ton. You name it. You can pick any corner that you want of this city, anything that you care about. There's work to be done.
Even if it's like picking up all the trash that's like showing up from the melted snow. This is, Jer, like this is one of my pet peeves this time of year. Every year, city looks like literal garbage because of all the trash that emerges after the snow melts.
The thing is there is, as I said, there's a ton of work to do, and I get it. Like social media is selfies, and that's how it works. But like I remember the early days of 313 Day, and there were like this little conference. There were little things happening around town. But here's my idea. I think 313 Day needs to change a little bit. I think it's time to make it a day of service.
Oh, I like that. Do you feel like it's also a thing where it's one of those things that's become hijacked by brands that are just kind of eager to glom onto something?
When I say day of service, I'm looking straight at you, brands and PR people and all of you folks who are like offering discounts today for shirts for $31.30 or whatever you're doing. Like, and I'm not going to hate commerce, whatever, but I feel like it's active service time. So I've got a few different ideas. Like what we could do is we could raise money for a Detroit-based charity or a few of them. We maybe could do some volunteering after work. This time of year, there's actually some sun after 5, maybe get out a little bit early and get to work doing something. Or how about like a cash mob? Like a few different cash mobs to support different districts around town. I know that Councilman James Tate does cash mobs over there in District 1. Like there are things to be done. There's money to be spent. There are cool experiences to have. There are a lot more than like hitting up the gram with a picture. And if you take a picture on the gram or Facebook while you're doing that cool thing, I'm all about it. But I think it's time to make it a day of service and get involved in the city. So here's the thing. If anyone wants to help me do it, hit me up. If someone's already doing it, I may have missed it. I totally apologize. I don't mean to ignore, but get in touch with me. dailydetroit@gmail.com.
Alrighty, everybody. Thanks so much for listening. Quick little reminder, your support helps us keep the lights on here and keeps us telling the stories about our beloved city and region. You can chip in as well. Just visit patreon.com/dailydetroit.
That's right. We have stickers for you, and we're going to be updating the Patreon page with some behind-the-scenes stuff. Like, what exactly is that ding you hear between stories if you haven't figured it out? Maybe I'll get to writing that tonight, Sven.
Sounds good, Jared. With that, I'm Sven Gustafson.
And I'm Jared Stays. Take care of each other, and we'll see you around Detroit.
You're listening to the Podcast Detroit Network. Visit www.podcastdetroit.com for more information.